Good morning, everyone. I'm here in Seattle, and today we're going to take you aboard a slightly different itinerary. Actually, the flight that I'm on right now has been delayed for 3.5 hours, so rather than give you a tour on my way over to Vienna in Austria, I'm going to the original airline I was going to go was Austrian, but because of the delay, I'm going to be riding Swiss International instead and flying through Zurich, which I've never been through before. And as a special, I'm also going to ride Austrian on the way over from Zurich to Vienna. So two-part special here, but first, right now, I still haven't flown out of Seattle yet. They have finalized the bags, and we'll be going and having a couple of hours in Chicago, departing out of the international terminal over onto Swiss Airlines flight number 5, which is an Airbus A330. See what their business class is like. Not really looking forward to it, to be honest, because I've heard kind of mixed reviews, so I'll bring you along with me. We'll ride Swiss on the leg to Zurich, and then Austrian Airlines on their Airbus A220s, I believe, or 320s, and then we'll ride a quick hour and 20-minute layover from Zurich over to Vienna. So with that, sit back and relax, and I'm going to take a little bit of a shuttle over to Chicago first. I've landed in Chicago O'Hare and I'm in the C terminal. It's going to take me about 30 minutes to go and transfer to the F concourse, which is where the international terminal is, to where I'll be boarding Swiss flight number 5 on an Airbus A330 and get our stomping grounds on a very nice and sunny day. I will refilm the Polaris Lounge at some point. I promise you, I'm gonna take a better video compared to the last one. But for right now, I'm going to take my time over to the F gates and take you along with me. I've never been to the international terminal here in Chicago, so I'm gonna be curious to see what that's like, but I think I have to exit out of the terminal gate, so I'm gonna have to recheck their security again, which is gonna be a little bit of a hassle. And then I'll go and figure out what seat I have. I personally have watched a couple of YouTube videos on Swiss prior. Got to give a shout out to a couple of the other YouTube content creators in that space that have done Swiss. Now I'm passing through the famed neon lights that is underneath B and C at Chicago, and we will make our way over. Okay, I'm now at Terminal 5, and to show through here, it's kind of cramped, I'm not gonna lie. This is not as impressive of an international terminal as I would have hoped. I mean, frankly, Seattle is even more cramped than this, but Seattle is cramped in a different way. Everything here is kind of not the most organized, although Delta decided, oh, we're gonna drop all of us. We're gonna go and decide to go and have all of Delta here in Terminal 5 as well. But for now, I'm going to figure out where I go for Swiss International, and from there, I'm going to make my way over to departing and go and grab a boarding pass. And hopefully I get an ideal seat. I'm aiming to see if I can grab an even numbered seat, but I don't know, we'll see, because the odd number seats you get to sit 4 abreast, and that's not the most comfortable. So with that, here I am with Swiss, and I need to go and grab, hopefully, a boarding pass. We'll check back in a bit. Okay, we're gonna go in this SAS Lounge. It looks small to me, actually, but just gonna give an overview over down this hall here is more gates. I'm pointing to M40. In fact, they're actually building a lot more international gates in that regards. But I'm about to go into this SAS Lounge just to see what it's like. There apparently was a Swiss lounge here, but that has closed down since. So I'm gonna give this lounge a try and see what it's about, and give you a quick tour of coming on in here. Okay, well, that's the lounge for you. Frankly, it was really disappointing. That's why you won't really see a video from me in terms of touring it. I'll show you a couple of snapshots. Or at least, hopefully the snapshots kind of provide a little bit of a preview. I mean, for those that like it a little bit of a smaller lounge, I think it's all right. But in my opinion, yeah, it was relatively disappointing. I mean, the food's kind of what you're going to expect, and I frankly probably should have. Even the United lounges are better for those that really wanted this. U.S. Airlines, I mean, provided this is one of the smaller lounges, but I mean, overall, just this terminal experience has been rather underwhelming, to say the very least. I mean, the camera doesn't do it justice here, but it's... I expected more for a dedicated international terminal. So, but then again, they also have some domestic flights coming out from here. So, well, you get what you get, I guess. So, the plane has... well, the plane's been here for a few hours already. I'm about to get ready to board this flight over to Zurich, and I'll be ready to go and board accordingly. It looks like you're doing some pre-boarding already, but we'll get ready to board this Airbus A330. All right, going and boarding. And we're making our way onto the plane. 12 Alpha.
Right here around the corner, please. Right.
Okay. Thank you. 6. More seats here. Look at these 50 seats. And I'm 12 Alpha, which is a window seat. So, chose the right one in terms of it's not a dual seat here. Got a single seat for a little bit more privacy room. We'll take a little bit of a filming in a little bit as soon as I go and put the bag up in the overhead bins, and we'll check back in just a minute. Alright, let's take a preview of the seat here, of an A seat, which is an even number here, so I'm sitting in 12A. Got myself situated. This seat, compared to the odd numbers, which have 2 people in front, if you go and choose on Swiss, go and try to select an even numbered window seat. Those are going to provide you the best view in terms of you'll get the most windows, as you can see here, and also additional space on the side. So if you go and ride on Swiss, that's what I've heard, is go and do an even numbered window seat. That'll be the best in terms of the most space. And I lucked out, I was able to find one. So with that, just previewing through here, we've got the different bins. I will see if I can go in if there's a magazine there, but underneath the seat, let me take the flashlight to see if I can get that a little bit further. There's your compartment, there's your cubby. So there's some room here. It's not 100% lie flat. And then got our in-flight entertainment here, which I'll give a preview in just a moment once we get airborne. Then we've got our control panel for our seat. Quite inexpensive. The table does slide out from underneath here. If I can figure this mechanism out, then there we go. There's a button here to go and press to get the seat out, and then it clicks forward. Then you lift up accordingly. Doing a good job with the cleaning, at least for this. To slide it back in, you simply just go and press, and it locks back into place. Right behind me, I have a light, and then I also have an outlet here, which will take 110 to 220. Set of headphones, I'm presuming for the in-flight headphones. And then over to the right side, nothing. Especially here, there's no extra safety compartments, except probably for the life vest that's probably here. I will say this chair feels kind of weird. I mean, it almost feels like this is an air bubble of some sort. Maybe there's more to this. It's like weird. Kind of feels like I'm joggling side to side, so I don't know what that experience is going to be like when it comes to lying flat and eventually taking about a 4.5 to 5 hour nap, hopefully. So there we go. This is the seat preview here on Swiss business class. There is a first class seating compartment, which is ahead in the front cabin, but for right now, I'll probably just take a snapshot of it on my way out. With that, I'm gonna go and settle in here a little bit further, and once we get airborne, then I will go and show the in-flight entertainment system and eventually the dining options. Alright, they give me a breakfast menu, and it seems like you can have two options. Either one, you can either have a breakfast at the arrival lounge, which won't be an option for me because I have a transfer, or I have breakfast on board. So on the back here is the options for what to go and have in terms of different beverages and breakfast selection. So I don't know if this is it's like multiple things or less things, but we'll kind of see how that goes. Then off to the business menu. So in here, I'm just gonna kind of do this in here. So, alright. We'll see what the business food service is like. Looks a little bit more sophisticated compared to Lufthansa, even though they're all in the same airline group. So, looks like they have a first, main, and so it looks like you have 4 choices here in terms of the menu. So, then there's the wine selection, beer selection, and other drinks, and looks to be a fairly modest selection, so we'll figure out what to go and eat from there. And looks like I'll go and grab another berry drink. Why not? So, from there, gotta figure out what to go and choose. So I'll think about that for a little bit, and then we'll go and make our selections. Nice pen. I'll see if I can keep this. I've also got the duty-free magazine. I shouldn't say duty-free, this is just in-flight shopping. So some airlines have this. Looks like Swiss does have this compared to Lufthansa and US Airlines. So I don't know, maybe I'll buy a model airplane. Why not? We'll take off here shortly, and I'll fill you in on more details with in-flight entertainment, as well as the amenity kit. you saw that, that was Windows 2000 to Windows XP. So they're certainly using a very antiquated system, to say the very least. But from there, let's see what else. Okay. And I'll be also filming through Zurich Airport as well, separately from that. Okay.
Cabin crew released.
sophisticated system, but apologies for the lighting, that's just the mood lighting. But we'll see how it goes on here. So that is your in-flight entertainment system, and next up we'll have the case, aka the amenity kit. So there you go. That's your in-flight entertainment, and next up we're going to do the amenity kit. It's time to show what's in the amenity kit here. Opening this up. Apologies for the terrible rip job that I had here, but try to see if I can clean this up next time. But this is with the Victorinox, so Swiss brand of kit. And I'll clean that up in a bit. But nice tin box, or aluminum box, metallic. So, alright, well, got a QR code here. Oh no, we'll see what this is. We got a pair of socks. A long pair of socks, actually. Then we've got wooden toothbrush here. And you got your toothpaste, all Swiss, lip balm. Then got some earplugs and an eye mask. So very basic amenity kit. It's not too much in this. I will say though, I do love the case. Makes it very durable. I actually might use this for like pencil cases and pen cases and all that, so it's quite durable in that regard. It's a fairly simple amenity kit, not a lot in it. Other offerings have more, but this again is very simple. So there you have it. That's your Swiss case and your amenity kit. And off to enjoying some red Swiss wine. Okay, let's do a loo review. Fairly clean. Kind of a standard business class orientation. You've got here plenty of tissues. They're probably going to put out a few toothbrushes and all that. Overall, fairly well maintained, well cleaned. The baby site, got soap, and I got some spray, cream, and more lotions. There we have the business class loo. I'm sure they'll probably have toothbrushes once they finish through the dinner service. Alright, here we have the first appetizer. So we have the salmon. Sorry, pulled the French side.
good start here. Not gonna lie, this is quite fantastic. Lastly, we're gonna sample the bread. Feels a little dry to me though. That can be fixed with a little bit of butter. American butter, we'll go and try the bread. I get a baker's taste to it, which is quite nice. It is on the dry side, but there's baker's flavor in this stuff. I'd say overall this is pretty good. Again, bread slightly maybe drier, but overall, fantastic way to start an evening. Can't complain so far. It's been a good outing. So I'll continue with the rest of this first course, and then the main course will be beef tenderloin, which I'm looking forward to. Alright, it's time to try this tenderloin. Pork tenderloin, and carrots, asparagus, as well as cucumbers. I think this is a box of potatoes. A little bit of potato. Let's go and have that try first. Fell apart a little faster than I thought. Those are, I wouldn't say outstanding. Fairly good. Now I'm trying to be careful not to go too hard because I don't want to spill something. So, keep on here. Just zoom in. Get the little light, slight pink in there, not well done, but it's like medium well, which is fine for an airline. Dip into some sauce and eat away. Very good. I'd say, yeah, the medium well is definitely showing here, but there's still a lot of flavor. Very tender. It's still relatively tender. So, the sauce is really good. So yeah, overall it's fairly good. Well done. I'd say I wish they could make it a little softer, but that's being a little picky. Now just some of the vegetables. Vegetables are soft, which is not a bad thing. It's not overly soft, but soft enough that it's relatively easy to chew. Not like you're trying to fight through vegetables, right? You can say the same with the asparagus, carrots. Yeah. It's very easy to overdo vegetables here. I think they did a really good job of keeping the vegetables just right, which is a good thing. So, there we have it. That's the tenderloin meal. I know I have a few bites out of it, but overall a really good experience on this dinner menu. Can't complain about that. That's really good cheesecake. And the graham cracker, just right. Then the strawberry tart sauce. Fantastic way to end the evening. So get some decaf coffee, and then we'll go ahead and prep the bed. But for right now, I'm gonna enjoy this cheesecake and just sit back and relax. All right, I've got the bed laid out, and to show a little bit of a light, got buttons here to where you can adjust the seat cushions as well as the back massage. It's kind of cool. And then looking underneath here, let's see if we can get. I am 5'11", and there's just enough room to allow my feet to go and get settled in. So from there, I've got a little bit more than 5.5 hours, so I'm going to try to get 4 hours of sleep on this flight here, and then we'll wake up and have breakfast, and I'll show the breakfast outing. But until then, I'm gonna go hit the nap here. Overall, I would say it's somewhat comfortable when it's not like United Polaris soft product. As you can see, I've also switched out to my glasses. Never good to sleep with your contacts on. Believe me, I've done it many times, and it's not fun when you wake up and you have really dry eyes and you just want to go back to sleep. So with that, I'm going to take the 4-hour short hop nap, and then we'll wake up in the morning and have breakfast and make our way over to Zurich. Good morning, everyone. We have breakfast here, and with this breakfast menu, we have, of course, our toast, or in this case, croissants. We also got decaf, hopefully, and then also an assortment of cheeses, as well as a few meats. Got plain yogurt, which is good, and then they added cherry for the jam, and a blade of fruit, so fairly healthy, I would say. Now, just going along with the sampling here. Bear with me, I'm still not fully awake. So the main thing that we're going to sample is just going to be the meats and the cheeses. See how we go ahead and wake up a little bit. I don't consume sugar packets, so this is my decaf coffee. Alright, enough to get me started. Then see if the fruit's dry or not. Very good. Then we'll go ahead and sample the first one to see if it's dry or not. Definitely not the most flaky croissant, but it's not that dry either, so it's actually pretty. It's okay. Good enough is how I call it. Then, next up, we have the meat as well as the cheeses. So we got two assortment of hams. I'll just take a sampling and a bite here. Ham's pretty kind of a standard ham, and then prosciutto. The prosciutto's lacking a little bit of flavor, to be honest, but it's palatable for a breakfast, but there's not a lot of character to it, per se. But I am not fully awake, so that could be part of it too. And then the cheeses look the same from last time, or at least from the dinner. Yep, the brie is pretty good. Pretty good.
breakfast through here, hopefully get a little bit of caffeine in me, and we'll take you along for our touchdown into Zurich, and then I'll kind of give some thoughts and wraparounds in terms of what I've thought about the flight. I am groundside in Zurich International Airport, and it's, for my first time here, it's actually quite a fantastic international layout, at least with the, I think it's the E gates here. So, again, overall my thoughts of Swiss. So I will say the plus sides to it, the food service, so the soft product was quite good. The dinner service was really nice. I will say the soft, or at least the harder product in terms of the seat, having kind of the wider seat was very nice to have, but I will say my sleep was not quite ideal. I thought there was more room in the feet, but frankly, there really wasn't that much room once I fully laid flat. Had to actually put my legs up a little bit because it got really cramped around my feet. So, and also they didn't really regulate the temperature very well. And for those that know me, I sleep really hot, and I did not have a blanket there. And so, yeah, it was really, really warm for me. So, with that, overall, cabin crew service was really nice and was excellent. And then from there, we've also got, they forgot my duty-free, or not duty-free, they forgot the in-flight shopping I did order, but that's okay. I'm also riding Swiss on my next connection here as I go and connect through to the trains, which will take me over to the A and B gates, which is where I'll be boarding to head over to Vienna or to Wien. And overall, the experience was relatively good. I would say I would definitely give Swiss a try as well. Love to see what their first class product is. And but yeah, so overall thoughts are pretty good here with Swiss. Now I'm going to see what the Swiss Lounge is like in the A and B gates, and then make my way over onto a more domestic configuration on an Airbus A321, I believe. It could also be an A320. Make my way over, and I'll check back again once I get over to the lounge. Okay, I've gone in through to the Swiss Business Lounge with my international business class. So going through here, along the outside through to the gates. I believe this is a stairs that I'm gonna need to take. Okay, turn around through to the food buffet. Got a place for where they go and get your caffeination. And then got a live kitchen. Got pizza slices. Very interesting. Then got the selection of pastries as well as a little bit of pineapple onto the side. Got our soup, which I'll need to check that out in a bit. Got our salad bar. A little closer look at to the espresso machine from Franke. So we got a Mexican chips bar, and then this is where we have soft drinks. And then over to the free
alcoholic as well as non-alcoholic selection. And over outside there, I believe, is an outdoor lounge, which I'm going to take a quick look. There's also a silent area up above, which I will take over through here. We have an outdoor terrace for smoking, which not my cup of tea. Restrooms on the left-hand side. And then further along here, it looks like this is fax machine. Couple of work areas. Looks like here is a stable area. That, I believe, is for the Senator Lounge, which is basically the first class lounge suite. Not sure what that area goes into. That's more first class. And then we will make our way over to the top. But there you go, that's your Swiss business class lounge. Fairly nice lounge, although it is a little bit crowded at this time of hour. I'm going to go get settled in here and grab myself a little bit of food as well as a little bit of hydration before we board our next plane over to Vienna. Good afternoon, everyone. Hopefully the lighting's all better here. So my bags are on the tarmac, and actually the one bag that tote is being loaded in, that is my bag. So this is an interesting business class. It's actually economy, except they go and leave the middle seat open. So but it's only a 1 hour flight, so okay. But this is with their Airbus A220 cabins or the former Bombardier aircraft. And this is a very interesting way how they do in-flight entertainment. And so essentially the quote business cabin is just economy seats and laying out open. And then they have the economy cabin, which is further in the back. So that's basically what's going on here, but we'll go and push back hopefully within the next 20 minutes, and then once we finish boarding, then we'll make our way over to Vienna.
potato salad. It's on his fave potato salad, and then lastly you'll get a little chunk of the beef at the end. Okay. So that actually did really well. So, so overall, those two are fairly good. It's actually more moist than I would think it would be. Concerning this is a very short flight, I think to be able to provide a full course meal, somewhat of a course meal is not too bad for just under an hour. So with that, I'm gonna chow down on this. One more thing to sample through is the cheese. Probably just do it in my hand here. It's okay. More tthan passable for considering this is on an economy seat, so I'll take it. Enjoy the meal here, and we'll be on our way over to Vienna shortly. The weather looking pretty good too. I've now landed safely in Vienna. Now I've gone through customs and I'm about to pick up my bags. But overall, I thought that the experience, at least with Swiss, was a relatively good one, at least with this Airbus A220. And I would say with an economy seat, with business class, or it's kind of like domestic first in the United States, but with economy seats. But at least the food was better compared to what you would get in the USA. But for a quick 1 hour flight, I mean, I didn't really have much of a problem with it. I got my bags out in a timely manner, so now I'm going to explore around with Vienna Airport, which looks really nice. This is Terminal 3. I'm about to be back here in about a week or so, maybe a little more than a week, to fly back to the USA on Air Canada, and I'll review that experience. So with that, that's all that I have. I'm going to get my car and make my way over to downtown Vienna to stay at the Le Méridien. And till then, I'll check back in the next video. So if you like this video and the content, please go and hit that subscribe button down below. Also hit the bell notification, and of course leave a comment down below if you've flown on Swiss Airlines, or have you been to Zurich or to Vienna or Wien Airport. I'd love to know what your thoughts are, and until the next one, Yoshi out.